Hello, today we are going to introduce minRae 3000. So this instrument is really good for VOCs. My name is Ryan Belikoff. And so let's take a look at this instrument here when we come down. And so the minRae is really good on its VOCs, on having a wide range here. I'm going to come up a little bit. Remember, this is good for 0 to 15,000 ppm for VOCs. First thing you want to make sure is that hydrophobic filter is good. This is a brand new tube. Remember, those VOCs can really absorb to those tubes, so you want to make sure that everything is looking good with that. When we first turn it on, we'll turn it off, but you will hold this power button right here, and it's going to go for about 30 seconds on here. On the right side, we have a sounder that's right here. On the left side, as we're facing it, is the exhaustion ports for when the air expels. So it has a pump in here that's going to draw air from the tip going to the outside there. So once we have it powered on for 30 seconds, I want to let it sit. You can have a flashlight feature right here. The battery's on the very back here. So this is what you can charge. This has a stand that charges on the end here. As well as to go into the settings to calibrate, we have a few features here. So we're going to hold these two buttons. So this power button and the no one. And that's going to put us into settings. Feature. So we already entered the password for this one. We kept it at the default of 0000, so 4 zeros there. This first button here is to change the calibration. So when we go select, it's going to give us two options to calibrate. So we got a zero calibrate and as well as a span. So for zero calibration, we're going to make sure we're not around anything, just ambient. We're in the lab, nothing's around us. So we'll go ahead and select that to zero calibrate. And it will start that once you go start again. So 30 seconds to do a zero calibration on here. So we're just waiting. And we've had this minRae going for at least 5 minutes just to equilibrate here. So alright, it says done, so now we're at zero calibration here. So next is the span calibration, and depending on what you want to calibrate to, one of the most traditional ones is this isobutylene here, and we have 100 ppm. So we'll put a regulator on here so we can connect it to the minRae. So we don't have that much, but it's definitely enough on here. We have that regulator on here. We're going to attach it, the tubing, to the tip. And we're going to turn on that dial. And so then we'll go select for the span calibrate for the 100 ppm. We have the isobutylene in there. So the same thing. So we'll go yes, or do you want to change? Oh, nope, we want to keep that at that setting. Please apply. The gas, so we've already applied the gas on there, and we'll go ahead and start. Now it's calibrating. So one thing before, usually it goes ppb. So remember, 100 ppm is 100,000 pp. 100 ppm is 100,000 ppb for billing. Just for when you're entering it, that's how it wants it when you're doing the zero calibration. So we got one more second. It looks like we're there. So the span calibration is done. I want to go ahead and shut off this span gas for us, so we're not wasting it. Okay. So we got the zero calibration and the span already done on here. I want to take this off and go back. And then we can have other settings like the alarm feature. So it was reading the isobutylene. That's why we got the alarm state on here. Alright, so now it's going to update what we have. It's going to take a little bit for it to equilibrate. Even though we have the span gas off, it's still registering that in the air a little bit. So it will, after a couple minutes, it's going to go back down to zero here. Other things I want to mention, so we have the lamp inside here that should be cleaned off. Remember, for the minRae, for the PIDs, it's using ultraviolet to actually energize and identify. So this lamp in here is a 10.6 EV, which is the most common, most broad. So remember, if you get a higher power light, it's going to be a little bit more particular on this certain substances that it can stimulate. There's also other rays that we have, such as the multi-ray is really good at more of a survey monitor. We have the minRaes, which those sensors are pretty small and can be more impacted by moisture, but definitely lighter is because this is pretty big. And then we also have things like the minRae, again, they're good at spot checking. The other ones we have, in particular ones like the ultra ray, really good and commonly used for benzenes. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you.